Okay, I messed up Drew's moment. It was some Birkin, it was a Birkin and some memories, bitch. I said some shoes. I write messy when I'm taking notes. But anyway, back to her and Ralph, and she gives Ralph the peach, and she's not even looking at Ralph. I mean, I couldn't look at that bitch either. Egghead bastard. I can't stand him. Ralph says they're in mediation. Um, Drew says that they haven't told the children about the pending divorce. And I don't know if that's healthy or not, seeing as how they are living in the same home but sleeping in separate beds. Drew says she has to protect this man and on all his infidelities and insert the past. Because this man is that man she was married to on the past. Because he is feeding her the good garbage, finessing her mind. I love you. She knows I was on a business trip. So similar to what her husband did to her in their movie. Um, she's Drew says that she believes in the sanctity of marriage, and she hasn't held him accountable for a lot of the things that he does. And he was, they were in counseling, and he stopped doing the work, and he blocked Dr. Ken. And don't be blocking Dr. Ken. Dr. Ken is my Dr. Francis for this show. We got a problem. And he says that, I was at work. And then Candy inserts herself and she says, yeah, I mean, Drew said, well, I did call to make sure that he was over there getting, the Magic Mike treatment. And he's like, well, what about Ty? And she's like, well, you said you was getting blowjobs around the world. Come on, Drew. Come on, Drew. He's talking in that disgusting, soft, antagonizing voice. You know that I was at work, Drew. Drew, you know that we are in love, Drew. You know I love you so much. And I took such good care of you, Drew. And, I'm like, fuck no feelings. Talking about you took care of me, you love me, and what all you do is embarrass me on this show. And they go around the room and they ask the ladies, do you think they could reconcile? What the fuck up? This man is the most vile, disgusting human being that I've seen on TV. And he's like, well, I believe that you have had this relationship with Ty. And she's like, how can you sit up here and say that you protected me when you let a stranger that you just met yesterday come in and put her fingers in her poison, in her dirt, in her mudslinging, in her disgusting evil ways, all in our relationship. And I'm talking about the Courtney. Boy, she really put the B in bitch. And I don't like to call women bitches. I don't. But them male-centered minded women that don't see anything wrong with what this man did. Now, when they hook up, and we find out that they ain't really kin, because most people think they're not kin or related, whatever y'all say. I'm from the South. Remember, these are conversations. When we find out that they have no relationship or whatever, and we start seeing them take the pictures like, excuse me, like Martell and Sheree, then y'all will know Drew cannot take it anymore, poor thing. She gets up and runs out, and then he's sitting there. What's wrong, Drew? You acting now, Drew. Drew, stop it. Kenya is out there defending Drew. I'm so in this moment, come on, Kenya. She's out there defending Drew, and she told him that he reminds her of Mark. Now she's told him that before, but Kenya can spot dirt when she see it, right? It's dirt all over this man. He's a pig. Been rolling around in the mud with a female pig, right? And they're all back there comforting her, and then Sonya goes back there and comforts her, and she's like, "You got it. Just come on out, and let's wrap this up." And then he asked Kenya, "How long were you married?" Kenya said, "I was married 2 years, but what the fuck does that have to do with me recognizing your bullshit and calling you out on it?" Right? Um, Kenya tells him flat out, "You sitting up here defending a woman that called your wife a bitch, and you see nothing wrong with your behavior." Come on, Kenya, my girl. I'm Team Twirl now. And twirl, and twirl, and twirl, and twirl. And she says, "We know that you got all your information from Courtney." Insert my opinion. I think that the messages came from Mimi. Mimi's toxic. Now, let me spend a little time. Let me sprinkle some stuff on her right quick, because I remember her playing that innocent role. Then we find out she lied about her and Jocelyn's relationship. Really, they had a threesome, right? Probably more than one. And then we find out that she goes gay. Now she gets Nico, Draco, whatever his name is, the one she's gonna shower ride with. Then she gets with him, right? And then she lies and says that the sex tape was found at the airport, you know, Kim Kardashian style. Then we find out that it was a setup between her and Rico all along. So this bitch ain't above sending something out like this. Let me know in the comments or over there on Twitter where my numbers are pretty good. Let me know, do you think that it was Mimi who sent the letter? The text message. I really believe it was. And well, and they asked, Drew comes back out and asked them, did they see any way out or any ability to reconcile? And I just don't think that's fair to Drew to ask her that, because this man has put her through the ringer. But oh yeah, back to the dressing room. I forgot to mention that Allison was telling her to tell the information that the PI told. I don't think she wanted to, drag him on national TV because of their children. Andrew is still in that protective wife mode. Get out of there, Drew. He's doing the dirt to you. He's pulling out dirt on you. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire, baby. That's how I see it. But that's the Scorpio all up in me. I'm trying to tell you. So here comes Drew. She finally gets her moment and she sings her song. And she was crying so much. Now, somebody tell me what the name of that song is, because I'm downloading, because baby, she sung that song. But I just want the name of it for myself, because I will download it. But these days, I'm a woman of a particular age. So when I hear music, I have to hear it on the radio, because I'm not with that downloading, the streaming, and taking up storage in my devices. So Hopefully they'll play it on the radio one day. It's so many songs out there that they calling hits that I hadn't ever heard. But I want to support you. Team Woman over here. And Drew could sing that song and then we wrap it up. Okay. Kenya's talking on her breath. It's gonna be awkward in that house. And Kenya like, yeah, it's gonna be really awkward when they go home. Yeah, 'cause they living in the same house. I said 3 reviews ago. True. Pack your shit up and get out the house. I know it's a big house. It's a McMansion. Y'all probably don't even run into each other. But what people fail to realize about McMansions is that you have a common living space. They don't usually have 3 and 4 living rooms. They don't usually have 5 and 6 kitchens. Now they may have 5 and 6 bedrooms, which reminds me. See how things come to my head. Which reminds me of Croy and old Champagne over there. Champagne Kim over there with the red solo cup. How are they getting into it over the bathroom? Now my little bit of children, 5 and 6, that bathroom back there, I can see. I only have one. I don't live in the McMansion though. So why are you arguing over the bathroom? But anyway, back to Drew. Let me come back to myself. These common living spaces, maybe not bathrooms, like I said, but the kitchen. You want to go in there and fix you some Wheaties and Ralph's ass in there. How does that work? Do y'all greet each other? I'm Scorpio again. When I'm done, I'm done. And when I'm done, I'm done. Right. Okay. Then we come to the moment where we praise Sheree. Sheree says, this is a sisterhood. Bitch, no, it ain't. You've been the least sisterly on the show. You turned to the women and she said, I want us to get back together and I want us to get on track. Never looking at the left side of the couch. And I'm sitting here knowing that Kenya is still cool with you in her head. Kenya, chunk up the deuces. They drink their green wine and they give Candy and Sonya sparkling water. The show ends. I didn't thoroughly enjoy the season. I enjoyed the season. I like the ladies. I cannot even lie. I don't like Courtney. Her and Marlo are my only problems, but I don't mind Marlo coming back. I mean, she's a permanent fixture. It might be a thing of where I feel like I'm not into change like that, because even though I could not stand Destiny over there on Love and Marriage Huntsville, I knew that she was a struggling single parent, and I did not want her to lose her job over there on the show. And so I'm not a fan of, because a formula that's not working due to outside influence. I'm not a fan of, destroying that foundation. And I do believe what Kenya said. I mean, I could tell that Sonya and Drew were, in some ways, plants, right? Where they didn't have to, audition really to get on the show. Uh, I think Drew's name stood for itself, but I think too what Kenya means is, there should have been some genuine friendships there, but if you look at it and you really study about it, where was the genuine friendship with Kenya? Now she did audition and she did come in with Nene and Portia, but I think she liked Nene at the time. Nene does what Nene does. Nene is not the type of person that holds on to friendships, but Ken got it to blame for all of that. Right? But I said all that to say, it was hard for Kenya to develop genuine friendships on the show. But I really think she likes Drew, though. Okay? And I think she likes Sheree, which, what? And, because, Sheree is messy on the outside and the inside. All right, I think I've gone over what I want to go over about each individual on the show. Let's see, I talked about Sonya. Yeah, Sonya's all right with me. Like I said, she got developing story, so okay. And Marlo don't have development story, but she's gonna have to come up with something, and she's gonna have to share more while she's talking about Ken. Okay, and then maybe we can get a more in-depth understanding of what happened between you and Face. Okay, you did what you did when you did what you did, because all you want to talk about is those incidents at Candy's restaurant, which was already all over the news anyway. So why bring it to the show? And Candy is like, why should I have to bring that to the show when you could have seen it on Candy and the Gang? Don't you want to go? Speaking of Candy and the Gang, it's coming back. I'm going to try to review it. Don't you want to go to the place to be? Strangers become family over fried chicken and mac and cheese and three old ladies' recipes. Won't you and the fam come and hang with Candy and the Gang? I'm ready. Ready for that. I'll be reviewing that. And Married to Medicine and uh, Old Potomac. November the 5th. I'll be right over there. And hopefully I have more viewers and so I can have my first live. Okay. And so when I did Candy, Candy's busy and booked, and we know Kenya is going to adopt, and we know Drew's having troubles in her marriage. So I think that can be a recipe for a decent season, a season 16. Let Candy go out. If you're trying to reboot, let Candy and Kenya go out on the Sweet 16. Okay? Let them have that last hurrah. Or, like I said, you could always fire Sherelle again and she'll come back. If you start messing it again, since she brings all the luster and whatnot. But hey, it's time for me to close. I spent way more time on this episode than I verily intended to. So I'm going to close with the deuces. Again, this is Country Conversations with Diva D. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and come back and share so I can grow my channel. Goodbye now.